This is my method for doing pour over. First thing we need to do is tear out the coffee cup, the filter basket, and we're going to rinse the filter. And we do that carefully with the hot water, saturating the entire filter. The purpose is to remove any of the impurities off the paper and any paper dust that might be left behind in that process. And it doesn't need to be a full mug, but one added advantage of it is to preheat the cup so we have a nice hot fresh cup of coffee to enjoy. Once you've pre-wet the filter, you want to lift it up gently and then allow it back in place. Go move this out of the way, get rid of the hot water, set it back on the filter, on the scale. We're going to tear this out once we add the fresh ground coffee. And this coffee is 24 grams of coffee. It will be ground to a fine grind. We add it in to the filter basket, shake it level. We give it a small indentation, divot to start with. And as I said, you want to tear it, start from 0, and slowly add 3 ounces or so of hot water to the middle of the coffee. And it's going to bloom up and bubble, perfectly normal. That's part of the process. Don't get the water on the filter, but into the coffee itself. We'll allow it to pre-wet and moisten the coffee. It's going to naturally bloom and release some of the carbon dioxide. We'll let it sit for just a few seconds and we'll continue the process. From start to finish it takes maybe 3 minutes, but now we'll keep going. You want to work your way from the inside towards the outside, being careful not to touch the paper. I generally work in series of 1 to 2 or 3 ounces at a time, not a whole lot. The idea is not to fully immerse the water and allow it to saturate, but to slowly add it and let it filter through. Our total weight, depending on your cup size, I generally average around 10 to 10.5 ounces. Most mugs will accommodate that very well. And it's kind of my personal size preference. You can do more or less depending on the strength of coffee you like, but never more than 12 ounces. You're almost there. This is a good time to evaluate the wet aroma of the coffee also, is when it has a good brew basket full of water and coffee, and you can evaluate the aromas and characteristics of the coffee. And I find that's a good time to do it. It's still going to take about another 30 to 45 seconds for it to fully filter through, but the end result being a very well filtered but rich and aromatic coffee. It's not going to have near as much coffee oils or sedimentation as your French press, but tastes almost very identical. Wonderful way to enjoy 1 cup of coffee at a time, very little waste, and customized to your preference.